Hi, everybody. How to feel more loved. Open your heart. Initiate meaningful conversations. The first step to feeling more loved is creating close relationships, and that starts with meaningful, engaged conversations. These don't necessarily need to be deep and spiritual in nature. They just need to be honest, authentic, and reciprocal. You can initiate this type of exchange with anyone at almost any time simply by asking about the other person, fully listening to what they have to say, and then finding common ground. Naturally, some people will stay shut down, but it's worth the risk of feeling vulnerable to find the ones that won't. Give your gift of your presence. Often, when we converse with people, we're not fully listening. We're formulating our response in our heads and waiting for our turn to talk. We're not only doing the other person a disservice when we do this, we're also shortchanging ourselves. Think about the last time you really opened up to someone. It likely required you to feel a level of comfort and trust, even if you didn't yet know that person very well. The act of opening up is itself an offering of love. It's an invitation to let someone in. In recognizing this and welcoming it by fully hearing other people, we are, in fact, receiving love. Open up your love value. Just like a heart, your love valve, sorry about that. Just like a heart valve prevents blood from flowing backwards, our love valve might block the flow of energy in our interactions. This generally happens when we get too caught up in our head, thinking, analyzing, and wanting more, instead of being present and allowing a natural give and take. Come into the moment, take the pressure off the situation, and avoid the urge to fill silences with chatter. Instead, picture the interaction as something cyclical in nature, where there's a balance of sharing and listening, giving and receiving. When we clear the mental clutter and allow this type of flow, we are in essence choosing to be love. Open your mind. Change your beliefs about the world and love. When we tell ourselves the same things over and over again, we end up creating a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you tell yourself that people don't care, you'll put that energy into the world and then easily find evidence to back it up. If you tell yourself you'll never experience love, you'll create mental barriers and then subconsciously repel it. Tell yourself a different story. There's a lot of love in the world. There's plenty to go around. You deserve it, and it's coming to you every day. Consider that love might look different than you visualized it. In telling yourself that love is coming to you every day, you're not merely lying to yourself. You're taking responsibility for recognizing the love around you. It might not be from the person you want to be with romantically. It might not meet the standards and criteria you defined in your head. That doesn't mean it isn't there. When a friend pushes you to reach your potential, it's an act of love. When a family member takes time to listen to you, helping you form insights about your life, it's an act of love. See and appreciate the love all around you, and it will surely multiply because you'll come to potential new relationships with a sense of wholeness instead of lack. Give love when you're tempted to judge. Now that's a hard one to do, isn't it? Ultimately, this is how we all want to be loved, without judgment, pity, or condensation. Condescension. Oh my goodness, I'm terrible at reading today. Anyhow, forgive me, I'm going to just continue. Commit to giving this kind of love, both in your existing relationships and in new ones you might be tempted to avoid. That doesn't mean you shouldn't follow your instincts when you feel like unsafe around someone. It just means you look below the surface, give people a chance, and in doing so, create the potential for more meaningful, mutually supportive relationships. Make the conscious choice to be understanding and compassionate. While getting isn't the intention of giving, this will likely set the stage for you to receive the same consideration in return. Open your eyes. Value the people who are there. Sometimes we get so caught up looking for romantic love that we forget to appreciate the friends and family who are always there offering their support. At least that happens. Despite the chronic fear of being seen and judged and the instinct to self-sabotage, spending a long time believing that you're incomplete, you might be thinking that friendships aren't the same as romantic affection, and that's understandable. We don't attract romantic love into our lives by focusing on what's missing. We attract potential partners by radiating love. Take an inventory of all the people who care. There are likely far more than you realize. Recognize the love you're not giving. It's far easier to pinpoint what we're not getting than it is to be honest with ourselves about what we're not giving. Perhaps you want people to check in with you more frequently. Are you checking in with them? Maybe you want people to ask more about your personal life. Are you asking them about theirs? Give the type of love you want to receive. Give praise. Notice the little things. Offer help without it being asked of you. You shouldn't always be the one giving. If it feels like a constant one-way street, then it might be time to reevaluate the relationship. But in most healthy ones, giving more freely creates an environment of consideration and generosity. And then, of course, there's the other side. Ask for what you need. There's one relationship that, Yeah, I think it's so true. We often expect people to read our minds, no doubt about it. Look deeply at your needs and intentions. Sometimes we go out looking for love. We're really trying to avoid giving ourselves what we need. There might be pain in your past that you don't want to acknowledge, or there might be an emptiness inside that you don't want to fill on your own. If you're feeling a hole somewhere inside, take a close look at what might have caused it. Be strong enough to acknowledge what you need to do for you, whether it's having a long overdue conversation with a family member, working on your self-esteem, or finding a sense of purpose in life. We all deserve to feel loved by the people in our lives, but first we need to be willing and able to love ourselves. That's what it takes to feel deeply connected, and with this confidence, you can learn to love again. So I think part of the problem that I had in this article, reading it again, is poor writing. And again, I'm going to remind everybody to, Microsoft Word has a spell check program in it. And most of the script programs do. So there's not really an excuse nowadays for bad spelling and bad grammar, in my opinion. But also, I'm not perfect at reading, obviously. But I hope you enjoyed the video regardless. And remember, be love. Just be love. Thanks for watching.